What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the Netflix original movie, Monster. This movie is directed by Anthony Mandler. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit the like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So this movie, Monster, is a story of a character named Steve Harmon, who of course is played by Kelvin Jr. Kelvin Jr. was in the movie Waves. If you've seen that, he was really good in that. He basically plays a 15-year-old kid in this movie who is basically charged and arrested for the murder of this bodega shop owner. And in the process, through kind of narration, he kind of explains, what it's like to be in jail and prison, in essence, what it's like to be a young black kid in this situation. And we also see flashbacks leading up to the incident that got him charged and arrested, with also seeing other characters that kind of played roles into that, eventual death of the shop owner. But when you look at the prison system, you look at the complex nature of how much is rooted against a certain minority, you can see how difficult and how hard it is for somebody like a 15-year-old kid, especially African American, to basically prove that he was innocent and not guilty of a crime that he says he didn't commit. But of course, he has to have an attorney, who's played by Jennifer Ehle, prove his innocence and prove the fact that what ended up happening was not his fault. And it's just a really interesting story. We have the parents, who of course are played by Wright and Jennifer Hudson, who are really kind of well-to-do family members, well-to-do parents. They really took care of their kids. He's in a nice school. He's being taught by Tim Blake Nelson. But it's the unfortunate nature of the situation at hand, how he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, how he was just a kid who was just trying to go home, and so on and so forth. It's that story that plays out and how difficult it is to prove that innocence. So going into a movie like that, you have to understand that this movie is trying to be different layers of situations when it comes to the experience of the African American community, when it comes to police, when it comes to the court system and stuff like that. And that makes for a really compelling drama, a really compelling story, as long as it's told in a really respectful, really honest way. And that's, for the most part, what it does in this movie. I really thought it was a really, truly honest portrayal of the situation of the court system. It really shows you that it doesn't matter who the kid is, the person is. If they're African American, they're going to be looked at differently than somebody of my skin, the white American and stuff like that. It's a movie that really tries to be really truthful and honest in what it's trying to say. And does it only wholly entirely work all the time? Sometimes no, because some of the stereotypes do pop in here with the deadbeat friend and stuff like that, or the supposed deadbeat friend. The fact that they're willing to rat on them and get lesser sentences by lying and stuff like that. It's those types of tropes that really kind of bleed into the movie and sometimes make the movie a little bit lesser than what it's trying to portray. And it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just sometimes you really get a sense that they're trying too hard to present a story that really is could be just a very stripped down, very honest portrayal of just this simple kid who got put into the wrong situation, and he's trying to prove his innocence. But Kelvin Jr. is really good in this movie. How he narrates the movie, he narrates a lot of times like it's a script. How how the world is treating him, how he can kind of mask the world in like the interior setting, the exterior setting, and shot on the racist DA agent who's prosecuting the Kelvin Harrison character. You can see like how he looks upon his teachers, who are really influential. He looks on his family, who's like the innocent bystanders, and it's just a really well told, really interesting story of a kid just dealing with some real issues. But I think Anthony Mandler's direction is pretty well done. I think when, you get the small moments with the family, you get this, the more sad, more heartbreaking moments in the court system and the court itself, you really feel like Jennifer Ehle's character cares enough that she's trying to do everything in her power to get this kid off. It's her job, but you can tell as the movie moves along, the more and more she seems to be invested in his plight and his story, because the more and more she hears, the more and more testimony is presented, really gives you a sense that this kid is trying to be truthful and honest, and he's having everything stacked against him. So to watch her character play off and play again, play with his character and to prove, his innocence is really kind of a really nice thing that the director is trying to show. He's also trying to show how hard it is for the family and what they have to deal with, and the angst and sadness and sorrow. I wish Jennifer Hudson's character had been given a little more to do, but but Jeffrey Wright is kind of the heavy lifter when it comes to the family moments and stuff like that. So when you see Kelvin Harrison's Steve Harmon character talk to his father, there's a lot more meat to the bone there than it is with the Jennifer Hudson character. But like I said, Tim Blake Nelson has some interesting moments. John David Washington has some interesting moments, and most of the characters in this movie have their moment, but some of them have more than others. So overall, I like the movie. I like what it's trying to say. Like I said, it does get into some tropey stuff with the idea of some of the characters in this movie, but I really feel like it gives an honest portrayal, at least a decent attempt to show how hard and difficult it is for minorities to deal with the situation of the prison system and the complex nature of the courtroom drama and just everything about it, how difficult and, you know, how much easier it is for certain minorities compared to others. So overall, enjoy it. That's my take on Monster. Thank you so much for watching. If you decide to watch this movie, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is there a movie in this particular genre that you really like more than this movie? You know, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like the video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.